All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to this week's Mindful Moment session. My name is Jean, and it's an honor to be able to host these sessions for you all. So, this week we are going to be talking about the topic of clearing our homes and how that affects our mind. So, the state of your living space reflects you and it also affects you. Have you ever heard of have you ever felt that how your environment can influence your state of being? For example, if you can recall being in a place of serenity and beauty, such as a museum, a courtyard, a garden, or a beautiful porch with a really good view. How did you feel there in your body, your breathing, your feelings, and your thoughts? So, our goal is to curate our homes to match our intentions and for how we want to live our lives. And some qualities such as calm, joy, creativity, connectivity, or whatever you seek. And having a good environment that reflects these qualities really helps you to also cultivate them. So this is an example of maybe something if you like nature, maybe have a painting of an outdoor place, a picture maybe you took on your trip. So curating your home to match your intentions for how you want to live your life. So a few tips we're going to go through is for how to better design our living space and some things that we would want to consider. So first is one thing is to maybe try tend your home as you would a garden, moving from room to room and corner to corner to help each area kind of bloom to its full potential and be a good living space for you every day. Process alone of looking from room to room and assessing if if you want to improve this part of the garden. This can help you wake up to your home so that you start to notice and appreciate the details that will help you enjoy your living space instead of maybe taking things for granted and not noticing those small little details that will help sort of bring us joy. And this is all about being more aware of our surroundings. So when you return, as you would kind of take care of a garden, when you return home after a busy day, respect your space by putting things away and also making room for renewal, for new flowers to bloom, and treat it as a tangible expression of your mindful life and how the inner and outer harmony inspires you. And also, one thing is that we want to have our own vision when we are trying to clear our home and maybe even redesign it. Imagine your dream home and really don't try to hold back on what's realistic, what's not realistic. Forget worries about budget and logistics. This is just a fun exercise to help you picture the place that reflects your intentions, who you are, and how you want to live. Maybe jot down notes of what you think about and notice any recurring themes in colors, shapes, structural design, maybe, and then see how you can use your existing resources and your existing budget to help you make it as much of a reality as possible, since you are living in your home pretty much every day, and that the state of your home can affect and also reflect you. And one thing to keep in mind is to simplify our space. So when thinking about our dream home, we may want certain elements in it, but we also want to keep in mind that having an overclutter of things is not very good, because it's not as organized. And if our surroundings are not as organized, sometimes that can affect us negatively, especially when we are frustrated. So let go of things that don't spark joy. Try to sort of cut down on what you think that you really need. Ask yourself, is it useful? Is it beautiful? Does it have meaning in my life today or tomorrow? If the reaction is positive when you ask yourself these questions, then you can keep the object. But if it's not, then there's no reason to still keep it. You can also like donate it at a local charity or a shelter or a place that takes these things so that others can use it if they need it. And a third tip is to make conscious choices. So often, sometimes this may be a problem, is that sometimes we see a lot of these furniture in furniture stores and we think, oh, I want to buy that. But we have to really think before we buy, collect, or say yes to offers, even if the piece of furniture may be on discount, or if someone's giving it away for free. That may not help you in the long term, because you should consider, does the item enhance your vision of home, or is it just another item that will collect dust and take up space that you could use to put something that's useful to you and more meaningful to you? If it's the latter, then you know what to do. And finally, one thing to keep in mind is to have a place for everything. So the everything refers to the things that you already have in your house and that you use every day. So, or not necessarily every day, but that you use. So when you come home in the evening, maybe spend a few minutes putting things in their place with gratitude and care. For example, the fork goes in the special cabinet. These pencils go in their special cup on the table, having a special place for everything, because often I find that when we're disorganized and we leave things around, it's really time consuming to have to go back and search for that item. So having a place for everything makes it more predictable for us. We know where to look when we want that item, even if we have not used it in a while. Instead of, if you left it around, then probably wouldn't be in the place that you expect it to be. And this will help us save time, and also it will also just help us increase our organization. So the act of tidying can actually be pretty rewarding. It can be, it's sort of like making your bed, right? You have fulfilled a responsibility, and as a step toward a maximum relaxation and enjoyment and a soothing environment where everything is in its place. All right, so now that we've gone through these tips, I hope that these helped. We are going to transition to this week's mindful practice. Before we do that, I would like us all to take 3 deep breaths. So breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. All right, enjoy. Let me share my sound. And Right, now that we are finished with our mindful practice, we will transition to our discussion section. So thinking about the questions, do you have a regular schedule in which you clear your home? And give some examples of how your home is designed that matches your values. All right. So, as for me, we do have a regular schedule. My family has a regular schedule in which we clear our home. Usually do it on the weekends, on Saturday or Sunday. Just cleaning sort of the floor, sweeping, cleaning the bathroom, and doing the laundry, these kinds of things in which we clear our home. And I definitely think that doing it regularly is very important because this helps to ensure that your home is relatively clean most of the time instead of letting everything pile up and then having to do it all at once. So having a regular schedule, I think on a weekly basis is definitely reasonable, though it could be better if we did it more frequently. And examples of how my home is designed that matches my values. Well, the thing is, I didn't actually design my house, but as for the spaces that I'm in, my workspace, I have posters on the wall that sort of have my values. My values lie with mostly are related to academics, with science and also certain colleges that I want to go to. So it's sort of like a goal that I have that is on the wall. And I get to see it every time I work, and that acts like a reminder. Like, these are my values. This is what I'm working towards. And as for other values, I have a special kind of music spot where I have my music stand and also my violin. So that matches my values of playing music. As for my sleeping space is pretty simple. My room is pretty simple. I have, I guess, some values. If you had a value of reading, you could have books on your nightstand so that they would be easy to access if you just wanted to read a little bit before going to bed. So these are just some examples. Thing I'm working on also is that I'm trying to find some pictures to hang up on the walls to sort of make it make some of the walls more personalized instead of being blank. And that's something I'm currently working on. So happiness is a clean and organized home. I would like to source the National Geographic Everyday Mindfulness Special Issue. And thank you all so much for joining me for this week's Mindful Moment session. I enjoyed speaking to you all, and I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead.